All right. Okay. Welcome back to the podcast. I usually don't do the intro. Okay. Chase, come that part. So you're like, wait, this is new to me. Okay. Welcome back to the Reform Podcast. We have a really special episode today. We have Alli Prince on. Hi. We need like one of those like boards where you like insert like all the like classy. We're excited to have Alli on. We're gonna be able to talk all things bikini, which is gonna be exciting because I love to bikini. Yeah, bikini. You do it till I'm blue in the face. So I figured we could start. You can just tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what your vibe is, and we'll go from there.
Okay, my name is Alli. I am a NPC bikini competitor. I'm actually currently on prep right now, which is really exciting. But post things on YouTube here and there. And I am from New Jersey, but I now live in Tampa, Florida. I love it here. We both
Big Tampa girls now.
Yeah, Florida, sunshine, pollen right now. And yeah.
We also talked about how bad our allergies are getting.
I know.
And how shocking it was.
I didn't expect Florida to be like this. I thought it was beautiful year round.
Yeah. Well, it kind of is. I'm loving it. I don't know how you're feeling about it. Do you feel settled?
I feel settled. Yeah, like we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to start prep until I was settled.
Smart. It's a lot, like relocating, because we both came from different states, like completely. And not that we weren't familiar with Florida, but
yeah,
a whole relocation like that it's
a big change. I wasn't expecting it. It was the first time I ever moved in my life, like away from my hometown.
That's even bigger.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was your first time, like, ever leaving home.
Yeah. I moved in with Anthony, my boyfriend, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But like we moved like in the middle of both of our parents' houses, which was only 15 minutes from either side house. Yeah. So I always lived at home basically.
And a big change. From like your normal like saying, because it sounds like you guys are pretty close with family too.
Like, yeah.
So then now being away from them, it's a big change. So,
but we did that on purpose. I especially wanted it to feel uncomfortable. I wanted to be put out of my comfort zone so I can really grow as a person. Like, not bodybuilding, like it really had nothing to do with that. It was more so like, okay, remove me from my family. Not that they were holding me back, because it wasn't that, but it was more so like I need to be pushed somehow, and like being away from family pushes you in a way. Now I'm around different people. Being really close to Tampa too. Not that they're even in the same field as me. Like, I look at like the finance bros and things like that. I'm like, whoa, like everybody's grinding in this. And it's like just really motivating to see. And then there's also a lot of bodybuilding in Tampa. Yeah. So it kind of like, it's a really good mesh, and it feels so good to be here.
I think what's cool too about Tampa is like, it is such a transplant city. Like, there's a lot of people that are obviously here that are from Florida, but so many people are from out of state and different cities. And so not only are you in an environment that like now you're pushed to grow on your own, kind of just experience who you are like outside of just where you grew up, but now you get to get an influence of so many people from like completely different walks of life. And like I've always been a huge proponent of that. Like, everybody should move away from their hometown at least one time in their life, because you grow so much. You're forced to look at the world differently, and then you have a lot more appreciation for home.
Oh, wow, sure. I really appreciate home. And like one day I would love to have my dream house back at home in New Jersey. And for right now, like, this is absolutely beautiful. And like, I have no plans of leaving.
Yeah,
I know, anytime soon.
I got settled in and I was just like, yeah, we're going to be here for a minute. This is nice.
Especially like this season is like really showing me like, wow, I love it, because there's no seasonal depression.
No.
In New Jersey,
I get it so bad. Yeah, I get it so bad. And I grew up like all over California. So like Northern California gets all, and like Central gets all 4 seasons. Mm-hmm. And my mom would be like, I'd be in college and she'd be like calling your tech on me in the winter. She's like, have you heard of these light bulbs? They like let out vitamin D. Which is like, you need to get this. Like, some little vitamin D. Yeah, to like help you with your happiness. And so, because I used to go through the same thing. So every time I would come out here to Florida, I just knew like I was always happier. I was always like just so much more relaxed, and I'm loving it too.
I know. And our winter was like 2 weeks long. It's 40 degrees for 2 weeks, and then when it was over, I was like, that was it?
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees again? Like, it went from 40 to 80 within like a week. I swear. It was crazy, but I don't know. You're like good here. Yeah. And then like, I love the bodybuilding scene here too. There's just so many different people, so many bikini pros, so many open pros, classic pros. Like, it's everything. It's everything. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be around and like really freaking motivating. The other day, we trained at Derek Lunsford's new gym. He's opening up in St. Pete. And it was still like low key. There's a couple people training there. He was training there, I think, with Matt Grego. And just like, listen, it was really extreme. Like, just imagine like two huge men training.
I've trained next to them at MI Cordy, and
Yeah.
it is a crazy experience. Like,
But it's not like, oh, like they're crazy. It's more so like, whoa.
it's like an energy. It's different. Like, you can feel the intensity and like the intention in general with their training. And being next to that, like, energy is so strong.
Oh, it was like so strong.
Who you stand around is so strong. Like, train around and like who you exist around in general is like really important. So
Really chills. Yeah, talking about it. It's just like, it's literally crazy. Like, you just see somebody that's so passionate about something that you are also passionate about. Like, you might not like give that energy. We're not these big grown men. You don't give that energy when we lift. But like, you feel it in your heart for sure. Right? Like, I listen to rock music. Like, I'd have to get down with my lifts, but I like love like
well, don't forget, so I was training next to him, Matt Grego, and Bartley Weaver is like another like approach who is
yes.
he's a competitive eater.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
Bartley for so they were all training together, and I remember they had like the way they were like talking to each other and hyping each other up and like just approaching everything. I was just like, that is how I need to train.
I know. No, that's how I need to go.
Yeah.
And I feel like bikini girls get like this rap of like, oh, their workouts are so cutie. They're so like hump focused. And maybe at like the Olympia level, I feel like that like they've already achieved this like muscle density and like things like that. So I feel like we're in it. So like, no, we know bikini girls train hard.
Yeah.
I feel like to a lot of outsiders, it's not like we're not perceived as like people who train with that intensity or strength or things like that. I'm a strong girl.
Yeah.
I have always kind of been a stronger girl, I guess. I learned that I had to control that because I would let ego lifting get in the way of my muscle connection and progress. But nonetheless, like when I lift, like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I might not look like that big muscle man. In my heart, I am.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because, like, for a long time, I think it's because also, like, the name of our division is bikini.
Yeah.
And so it just gives the perception that, like, it's
pretty girl.
It's pretty girl. We're just here to look pretty and all that, which the division is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But 100% to your point, like, once you get to the top and you're at that top physique level, they're fine-tuning and they're maintaining. Whereas right now, like, where we're at in our career, we're building and we are trying to grind. We're trying to create that muscle density, and you have to lift hard for that and intentional for that and have that mind-muscle connection. And I feel like we all go through that kind of evolution of like ego lifting and like learning the difference between your actual muscle and mind connection and like pushing heavy weight that's effective for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, that's why I always love training together because it's hard for me to find somebody that I can train with that's a female that is also training with that same like vision and intensity and purpose. And that's stronger than me, that can like push me in a lot of ways. So like, that's really nice because most of the time I feel like if I'm training with somebody, I'm usually one like pushing somebody. So it's hard to find like those people that are like locked in, giving it for a fucking reason. So
yeah. And training like with intention is huge. Like huge. And that was a really big learning curve for me a few years ago. I did my first show and it looks good. I won the overall at my regional show, and then I went to nationals and got smacked. We'll see. I mean, I did pretty good. Okay, I got 9th at Universe, but like,
which is great.
Yeah.
Universe is competitive.
I know. Like,
you went to Universe this off the cuff
because I'm from New Jersey.
Oh,
it was literally just like right there. It was a week after my first show, so it was like more so like it's right here. Let's just
run it.
And I am so happy that I did that. Actually, I'm happy that I didn't end my season on a high because I had just won my regional show. I won the overall. So in my head at that point, I was like, "Oh, I'm great. Like, I'm golden. I got this." Then I had to get humbled. So I honestly loved that. At the time, it kind of sucked. It's like, oh, I didn't do as good as I wanted to. In hindsight, that is very, very good for a first season. But in my head, I'm very competitive. And I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. So I literally went back to the drawing board when I went back into training and everything after that show. I feel like I hit like a point where I was really frustrated post-show. This was my first season, granted. And I was like, why am I not strong? Like, I feel like my lifts suck. I literally remember one day I walked into the gym. I was on the hip thrust machine and I was so weak and I just didn't care to work out. This was like a week post-show.
Yeah.
I cried. I was like, what's going on? Like, why do I feel like this? I literally couldn't conceptualize why I felt the way that I did. It was so, and it was like out of body. Like, I can't even believe that, like, you feel that way post-show. But I didn't know any better. Anthony helped me. He's like, it's okay. Like, you're good. Like, this happens. Like, emotions are just all over. Like, demos are all over. You just dieted for so many weeks. And I was like, okay.
And, like, the adrenaline coming off the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is so wild. Because that adrenaline probably from, like, winning the overall and then doing your first national show, like, you're kind of on this high and high and high. And then you go to that show and then you come down from it. And it takes your body some time for that to all work itself out. And then that probably is where you're just, like,
yeah.
my God.
No, literally, it was like, what? Why do I feel like I literally just couldn't even to this day, I can't even put into words yet. Like, why I felt the way that I did. I know why, but like, truly, like, it just all came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But anyways, I wasn't strong anymore. And I was like, all right, what do I do? Like, what do I do? I know I need to grow. I know it's going to take time for me to get my strength back. So I literally just focused on pure mind muscle connection to my glutes, lifting so light that it looked ridiculous that I was even like, to me.
Yeah.
Because but it's strong.
It's hard, yeah. Like, take the weight down. I literally did the same exact thing last season. It's hard to take that weight down, especially when you feel like you know that you're a strong individual, but when you're wanting to just, like, go back to the drawing board and do everything right, like, you have to check your ego at the door. And it's a hard pill to swallow.
It literally was like, you, like, ego death. Moving that. Like, I need to just, like, not be like that. And it helped a lot. And over like a span of, and listen, this took months for me to like get my strength back to where it was, not physically, but like to maintain that mind muscle reaction. It took so much time. And then like even to this day, occasionally I'll do like maybe a deload for a couple weeks and just like revisit the whole mind muscle connection thing and then start pushing weight back up.
Yeah.
And it's in wonders.
Yeah. I did the same exact thing because coming out of my first full season and then going into my first off season, I started having like from over posing and training specifically. And I have scoliosis on top of that. And so my low back and my low back erectors were fired 24/7. And so I really had to figure out, okay, like what's going on when it comes to my actual recovery. And how am I approaching taking care of my hamstrings, my glutes, my hip flexors, my quads? Like, what am I doing? Because all that connects up into your low back. And then obviously like stretching out your low back and mobility. But then it also went into like my training and everything and really taking a hard look at like, how am I training? What am I overcompensating for in certain movements? And so I just like scratched everything, went back to basics, took all my weight down. And then even like halfway through, once I was out of my off season into my prep, I actually started hiring like all these different personal trainers to assess me and to like work on my intensity and that mind muscle connection to kind of bring everything back to life. And because at every level, like we're constantly learning what is right for our bodies because our bodies are constantly changing. So you really have to evaluate like where you're at and if it's actually progressing the way that you want it. I am the type of person too where like everybody has an area that they are like more dominant in. Like I'm quad dominant, my quads take over. It's just what happens. And so I had to really teach myself how to feel engagement from like my glutes through my hamstrings and try to not engage my quads. And so that really took like taking all the weight.
Oh yeah.
All to that.
Yeah. And even to this day, occasionally I'll like find myself like tensing up my quads during movement. And I'm like, let's not play out here, relax. Like, I'm the same way. And I honestly think that stems from gymnastics for sure. Some people, it's the other way around. Some people, because of gymnastics, are more glute and hamstring dominant. But I just think like based on the way that I grew up, the whole jumping, tumbling, all these things, a lot of it came from my roots.
Yeah.
So that's all my ability too.
So, well, yeah, soccer. Yeah, everybody, like my clients that are soccer players, like we all have the same quads. And I'm like, how did soccer do us dirty like that? No, you're trying to be the bodybuilder.
It's because like when you think of sprinters, right? They usually have like really good glutes. Yeah. Okay. Because they're just straight running. For us, we're like moving, turning. So our knees have to be strong. That's how we're soccer playing.
Yeah.
Which means your quads are strong. In my head, that really is making.
Yeah. And I feel like when I start like running again, like every once in a while, I'll like do some like running or like sprint drills and things like that. And the next day, it's always my quads that are sore. So I know that's where I lead my power from when it comes to that. And then soccer was like running for like 90 minutes plus straight. So
I was a goalie.
Okay. Well, I was center mid. So I was up and down the field all day.
Never me. Nope. I did track in high school and we ran in the woods and I was always the last one out.
There was like lights behind my eyes.
There's just like woods behind my eyes, wood trails. I love those.
But wait, okay, how did you get into bodybuilding? Like what started you in bodybuilding?
So I started when I was in the gym. I was a gymnast. Senior year of high school, I knew I wasn't going to go to college for any kind of sport. I was like, I just want to be done. I had really bad sciatica in my back. Wasn't diagnosed by a doctor because my parents didn't want me going to a chiropractor. This was like when chiropractors were very like, are they kind of expensive? Like, yeah. So they didn't want me going to that. And I just knew it was sciatica based on all the symptoms. I had everything.
Yeah.
And I had that when I was 15. So I was like, all right, like my body we can't take any more of this. My back was no longer super flexible like it was when I was younger. I was like struggling to do things. And I finished out really strong with my senior season, which was great. But as that was coming to a close, I was like, all right, I know practice is soon going to be over. These 9 hours I'm spending per week practicing, they're not going to be here anymore. And I don't have a choice. So what do I do to fill my time? The gym. It's working out. It's the same kind of thing. So I literally started at Planet Fitness. I would go with my friends. Actually like started as more of like a hybrid athlete. I didn't call it that ever. It was just like, oh, like now I look at it, that was hybrid. Well, yeah, it was what I knew. Okay.
Like circuit training kind of and like cardio. Yeah.
Like literal like HIIT workouts, doing burpees and like, yes, that's that. I started like incorporating weights with that too. And then eventually like I just upgraded my gym. I went from a Planet Fitness to an LA Fitness. And I was like, right now there was like looking on abs. Yeah, there's more free weights. And then from there, COVID hit, everything shut down. I started running because I didn't have anything at home. There was some like underground gyms. I didn't have the connects for that. So I just started running at home, doing HIIT workouts in my yard. Again, more hybrid workouts. And then I joined a gym called Iron Revolution in New Jersey. This was post-COVID now, where I signed up there. It's pretty expensive, but I was like, you know what? Like this gym's really awesome. Like it looks so cool. And I just loved it. I loved the environment. And then from there, I saw people that did bodybuilding, not just like men, but girls that did bikini. And previously, back in my LA Fitness, people would be like, oh, do you compete? And I think it was because I was like a little bit leaner. I had abs and like, had some muscle tone. And I was like, what do you mean compete? And then they're like, oh, like bodybuilding, like shows. And I was like, no, never will do that. I don't look by. I was just like, that was weird. And like, see, right? Like, it's like, literally went from 0 to 100. So I went from like low key making one of these people in my head to like absolutely falling in love with it. But I just didn't think it was for me. I was like, yeah, these people look awesome. I was like, but like, I don't know. Not for me. And this time before I really knew bikini. Yeah. I actually had followed some bodybuilders at that time. You know, Sydney Gillen, I'm pretty sure that's her name, Vitamin C on Instagram. That was the first bodybuilder I ever followed. She's a good one to follow. Yeah. Right?
Like same, like IRL structure and look.
I don't
like,
even know I filled her.
I'm like,
it's just figure. I don't even know, like,
that would be hard too. Like, if you were like not into bodybuilding and then that's the person that you look to as like the female version of bodybuilding, it's a bit more extreme than obviously our divisions. So it could be easy to feel like that's not for me.
Exactly. So I think that's probably why.
It's like no related to it. Yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, that's not achievable for me. I'm like, gosh, she looks insanely good. Like she was like winning Olympias at that point. Oh yeah, so for sure, yeah, okay. And I didn't like know bodybuilding like that. So I didn't know like, oh, Olympia top. Like I couldn't conceptualize that. So fast forward to when I joined Iron Revolution, I saw girls competing at the amateur level in bikini. This looks really fun. I was like kind of like watching what they were doing on prep. I was like, this looks really cool. Like you're pushing your body with a coach. It's helping you like gymnastics.
Yeah, it plays completely.
Yeah, like it's just like gymnastics. Like this is great. So I hired my coach. Kyle's still my coach to this day. And I started working with him and it was really awesome.
Yeah.
Like I just had watched our body transform. I think I worked with him for maybe like 7 or 8 months before I hopped into a prep with him. And then we prepped. That was my first prep. And I was hooked after that. I was like, oh yeah, we're going pro. This is it. Little Alli a few years ago, I was like, yeah, this is it. It's my calling. We're doing this. And here I am now in my 3rd season and we're going right into a national show.
Yeah.
Because I'm still nationally qualified. So let's just do it.
Yeah. That. So last year you prepped and so, okay, we'll kind of talk through like when you're competing in bikini and in the NPC league and trying to attain your pro card. So most of the time, like you're already qualified for nationals, but typically you have to qualify for nationals and you qualify for nationals by competing in what's called a regional show.
Yeah.
When you go to a regional show, in the open division, you have to place, 1st or 2nd in your height class. And that qualifies you to then go and compete for your pro card. There's a number of different national shows that are all throughout the year. They typically start like the Arnold Classic that just, happened in March, is the first one of the year that's in the States. Mm-hmm. And then, but the real like national circuit that they call it starts in May with Junior USA's.
Junior
USA's. And then it goes through August and there's a couple more that are sprinkled like towards the end of the year. Like
there's like one in December, maybe some like
there's Olympia, like amateur Olympia, which I did that one last year. And then there's Benleer Naturals, which is pro qualifier. And then there's NPC nationals in December.
Yes.
So there's a good handful of them sprinkled out, but the main circuit is pretty much May through August. So last year you did a regional show, right?
Regional and then national again. Regionals was awesome. I had both my boyfriend Anthony and we won the overalls together at a regional show, which was just so simple. I just got goose. I know, this was simple. Sad. He's not competing anymore, but or at least for now. Yeah, I think it's for now. He says never. I say for now. But anyway, that was awesome. And then 6 weeks later, we both competed at nationals. He went pro, which was awesome. He's been chasing this like for so long. Yeah. I did not. That was a struggle at first. I feel like it was more so like I was sad because I was pretty close. I was like,
we're very close.
Dang, like
from an outside perspective, like I like we're friends, so I obviously know like kind of what went into that season. But from an outside perspective, seeing you place 3rd, and that one was top 2 in the class, or was it honors in the class? That overall,
and then you go to the overall.
Yeah, so like this is like common though with like bikini, like you could place 3rd and then go to your next show. Like that happened to one of my old teammates, Selena. She placed like 2nd. I can't remember which national show she did. And then like a couple weeks later, she went to Universe and then got her pro card. And so sometimes it takes just like refining a few things from that show and then fix it going into the next, and you can come out with your pro. And so from an outside, I'm sure you heard that from a lot of people were like, why are you going to keep going your spots? But no, I have IG was I do. It was just like, it wasn't me. It was more so I just like wanted to prioritize our relationship and just get back to it. It's not like it was discussed. It wasn't like he was like, oh, you can't do this. You need to make sure. No, it was like my decision, like pretty much immediately. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, like, why don't I just make another season my season? Yeah, let him have his season. Like, he did awesome. And it like kind of took me a second to like take a step back and be like, okay, let me let him have his moment. I just lost. He won on Friday. I went to Saturday. I lost. And I was like, all right, I had to like suck it up. I gave myself like maybe a 10-minute pity party to be like, And then I was like, all right, then I'm a part on the weekend. Yeah, this is like your time to shine. You won. Let's celebrate. And then we got back to work. Which that should be like, as a partner, like if it was reversed, like, you know that he would show up for you that way.
Yep.
You guys both have these same goals. You guys both know that you're pouring your passions into this, and like that you can empathize with like how badly you wanted that for him too, not just what he wanted. You wanted that for him.
That's how it grew in my candidate before.
Yeah, exactly. So like, of course you're gonna like hold that space for him to celebrate that moment for him, and then utilize that experience that you had with your own season to fuel you into your
for sure thing. And that puts me into like now where he's not competing anymore. So this is like my time and for him to help me. And we'll get into like why this prep is very different. But it's just like, it's a whole nother feeling. It's just now it's like my time.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about like somebody else or like somebody else needing to lean on me for a bodybuilding aspect. Obviously, he can lean on me in a relationship way, but like in bodybuilding, he doesn't have to lean on me for anything. Like now I can lean on him.
Yeah.
Heavy. Because I really couldn't lean on him at the very end. Like it was when you're both dieting down like that.
And tonight, like, so Ant competes in classic physique.
Yes.
So that not only is it more like the like men's division do get leaner, like just point blank, but then he's not just at the entry level of men's physique. He's like up another level and in classic physique. So that's a whole different degree of conditioned that you have to be at. I can't even imagine like that experience of needing to push yourself that far. So like, of course you guys are just going to be like fighting for your lives, like in your own worlds simultaneously, which I'm sure was like quite the experience as a partnership.
For sure. And like we've talked about it like I honestly documented like everything on YouTube, like the highs, the lows, like I just talked about it. And I got so many girls saying like, thank you for this, or like asking questions on like how I approach certain situations. And I just say it as it is. And it's like, listen, everybody struggles. Like whether you as an individual, you're struggling or your relationship is struggling, especially in bodybuilding. I always say like, if you could get through a bodybuilding prep with your significant other, that's set. It's their most things. Yeah. You have some set. Like, it gets a little rough at the end, all right? You're like, you're like crawling through it at the very end. But like, nonetheless, it's like how you literally how you rebound out of it.
Yeah.
That matters. And yeah, and it, like this season is just going to be really cool.
The first season you guys did, or you did for your bodybuilding, did you guys prep together then too?
This is my first prep.
Is this your first prep alone? Alli, I'm so excited.
It's so weird, dude.
Oh my God. On top of it, like a lot of times, most partnerships, if one person is in a prep, the other person is usually not a bodybuilder. And so they can be there for you, but I feel like there's got to be a different degree of understanding as he's a bodybuilder and understands, not just like from watching you prep a couple of times, but he knows how it feels himself. So like, I'm so excited.
I feel like I'm like not the bodybuilder to get like really grumpy, if that makes sense. Like at the end, like maybe you might catch me hangry if I like go a while without eating, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm pretty good. Like at the end, I'm obviously good right now. I am like 14 and a half weeks out. I have no reason to be craggy. I don't know it, but it's just like, it's definitely different. I will say I'm used to like locking in with him. So seeing that he can now eat whatever he wants, and I'm like sitting here like, so you're telling me I can't? Yeah, I got a snack. I can't even grab a handful of fruit. Like here, it's different. It's weird. And also my first week, now like on my second week, which not too big of a difference, but that first week, especially the first few days, I kept having moments of like going to reach for like a handful of grapes. I'm saying, cool. Can't do that.
Even if it's not like something bad you're reaching for, it's just the act of eating something that's not on your plan.
Exactly.
Now it's like a whole different degree of adherence that has to be to and like controlling all those variables and all the little details, they just add up so much. So that is going to be an experience for you. I've prepped multiple times with my past relationship, and he was not a bodybuilder. He understood what I was doing because I explained what I was doing, but it took some time for him to understand like why like a nibble here and there matters, why a gram over here and there matters. And like, I'm also the same where like, like you told me before, like you go out still, like you do things, you socialize, like whatever. And I was very much determined to do the same thing. Like, I enjoy living my life and being a part of people and like experiencing things still and socializing. So I didn't care when people ate things around me. And that was something like, luckily my partner was like healthy and eating healthy food most of the time. I'll never forget this one time though, it pissed me off so bad. I was like the end of my prep, and I had been telling him like, oh, I've been craving like XYZ. I can't even remember what one's out. The next day, I don't know if he like forgot and then it was just like in his head. So I know it wasn't on purpose, but he came home. I'm pretty sure it was like some type of ice cream something. No, came home with like the exact thing that I said that I was craving and was eating it. And I looked at him and was like, are we for real right now? What are we doing, Marcy? I was like, are you cruel? Are you trying to hurt me? It feels like you're trying to hurt me. Then usually that stuff doesn't bother me. And he was like in shock because I was like so pissed. I was like, rude. Mean. Yeah. What are you doing to me? Oh, that would have like made me upset. Yeah. That would have set me off because like, listen, there's certain things that I have sweet tooth for. Thankfully right now, Anthony's doing an animal-based diet. He keeps wanting to stray from it. I'm like, fine. But he does have like certain fruits that are not on my plan, like cherries right now. Oh, I see cherries. I've been looking at cherries in the grocery store lately. Oh, I can have like 2. I know. And like, listen, like in an off season, like I told you this. Yeah, I'm a picker. Yeah, I go out. I eat what I want sometimes. Does my coach love it? Probably not. Kyle, I love you so much. He probably doesn't love it. Sorry, Kyle. Yeah, sorry. He knows that I do this, though. I'm like very open and honest about it. Sometimes I just need time to myself. And I need to like stray away from the plan. I can't be perfect in an off season. That's something about me. I love bodybuilding so much. And I'm not that robot bodybuilder. Yeah. I'm not. I feel like online, it's so perceived as these bodybuilders are so perfect year round. When in reality, most are not. No. And I am not afraid to show that I am not. Like, I remember, like, when I was like, missing meals and things like that, people are like, oh, she's missing meals. And I'm like, I remember seeing comments there's like, she's not taking it seriously. I'm like, whoa, dude, chill. Like, are you seriously? You're not inside her head and you don't see her day to day. And, like, one missed meal or something, like, I think it's going to be our top season yet, too. Like, this is the highest I've ever pushed food. And this, like, off season was, I grew a lot in a short amount of time. I didn't realize until I put, like, back-to-back photos where I was like, whoa. But it worked. And what it was 1, allowing myself grace. That was huge. I needed to allow myself some grace. And 2, rest. Crazy. This is the most amount of rest I've ever taken in my life. Not now. Now, I mean, what do you mean? Just like rest days. Oh, rest days. Please, if I woke up one day, and even if I just only trained one day before that, if I woke up and I was like, I just wouldn't go train. And yeah, that was it. I was not super hard on myself in that way because I just knew that, like, I also had higher cortisol, like, in my blood work. And I knew that was something that needed to be worked on. Like, I want to make sure I capitalized on everything that I possibly could. And despite having, like, high cortisol and things like that, I never lost my cycle. Like, I have a very resilient cycle. So I was, like, good in that aspect. But I just knew that, like, okay, this stress that I'm having, and I physically am just a stressful of a person. I'm from the Northeast. That should say enough. Okay, I'm from New Jersey. That should say I'm from Jersey. The cortisol level baseline is here. Yeah. No, literally. So it's definitely taken work to lower it. Not even like supplements, like literally just lifestyle work. And yeah, that has helped a lot. People underestimate like how big stress and cortisol plays into its impact in your physique, because that's what happened a lot to me in my last season when I was in prep. I just had so much, like, prep wise was like not even, it was like an afterthought. Like, checking the boxes of everything I had to do was just like, we already live that lifestyle, so it's kind of just like you just lock in, you're a robot, right? You just check the boxes. It was everything else that was going on outside of that. And like my relationship was on the rocks, all this stuff. And my body just kind of stopped responding. Like, even though I was doing everything like as I should within my prep, because I couldn't get the stress under control, my body just stalled out. And at one point we ended up pulling out of my national show in the summer. And Alex, I'll never forget talking to me being like, I don't think you're realizing how much the stress is playing a role in how your body is like, what it's showing in your body. And so I took like 2 months of like looking inward and being like, how am I going to change this? Like, what are like the mental constructs I have in my brain that need to be reworked? I started like journaling. I started meditating. I was like going through all the areas of my life that were stressful and like trying to attack all these different things and being like, how do I fix this? How do I actually like rework this narrative that's in my brain so that it's positive and it's not stress? And that like changed everything for me. And then I was able to like bring my body back to life. I was able to still step on stage at the end of the season, not like how we wanted, like my bet, but it was still like, we could close out the season knowing like, okay, we revived it in some type of way. And I attribute most of it to the mental work that was done, because not a whole lot changed in my training. Like I hired a personal trainer here and there to like make sure intensity was there, worked on mobility and all that kind of stuff. But from the most part, like, I showed up with training. I showed up with my nutrition, with my supplementation, my body work, my mobility, and everything that needed to as a bodybuilder. This was the mental part that I didn't see, that I thought I had under control, but I really didn't have this stress part under control that was like just seeping in.
Yeah. It's crazy to realize what, not even how stress impacts you. It's not just that, but like what stress even is. Stress is more than just physical. People also fail to realize that like a lot of cardio is stress. You might not feel like, oh, I'm stressed because I have a lot of cardio. It's like actual physical stress in your body. Like that is stress. Training, yes, training might feel good for you mentally. That's stress. That's still stress because you're still stressing out your body. Yeah, like your whole system.
You're pushing your body physically, and it doesn't know that you're just training at the gym. You may be running for your life. That's not. It literally doesn't know that. So then put on top of that all this mental, emotional stress that you have on top of it. Like, that's why most of the time you hear when people are going to start a prep that you shouldn't start unless you have, like, your physical health is good, your finances are in a good place, your personal life is in a good place, and your, like, health-wise, you're in a good, like, all those things all play a part in it because you are putting your body through so much stress when you get into a prep. So if you have any of those outside factors not under control, it's just going to make everything so much harder.
And then the hard part about that even is a prep is not just a month. No, it was the months. So it's almost like you need to plan for like, it's almost like planning for, I mean, I've never planned for a wedding, but I feel like it's planning for a wedding. I think wedding planning is like years, but like,
I get what you're saying. Like, you're literally having to budget. You're having to ensure like all your relationships are in. It's just truly trying to orchestrate everything for this one moment. So like, I could draw the lines. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's for a sport. And the sport is also very much a hobby.
It is a hobby for most people. Like, most people don't create it as like a career, like not within actual like the winnings from being a pro. It's all the things that come from the exposure of the show, and then it becomes a career.
Yes, it's a really good way of putting it.
Because it's not like you're like winning these pro shows and like sustaining your lifestyle up, like maybe a $2,000 check. Actually,
I mean, if you're like Mr. Olympia, I mean, past Arnold, like
that's crazy.
That guy's money's crazy, but that's for like even like just the open guys.
Yeah, but bikini was what?
I don't remember.
DK.
They didn't. They only had the big check for open, so I don't remember what the prize money was for other classes.
Prize money.
There's also, I think
they upped it for the first time. I have to see, because I know like open was 500. Men's physique was 25K. And usually bikini is lower. So it's okay. Whatever. It's okay. I can't find it, but it's usually if men's physique was 25, I can bet you the bikini was less.
Yeah,
for first place.
But I mean, exactly. It's just like it's the sport is very much, and that's like for the top of the top. Like we're not talking like,
I think Olympia like 50K for bikini.
Yeah, I think that's more. But even still, like it's still very much
like 50K is like if you were to be like an entry level like marketing assistant. Like you get out of college, get your first job. Like that's what you're making. So you're not like getting into the pro league for the money. Yeah. For at least the shows. But that lets you win. Still love it. That's if you win Miss Bikini Olympia, which is the number one person in the world in our division. So that's not even like if you're just like grinding, trying to get to the top. You're probably not making any money from the shows if you're just grinding on the way up the ladder. But yeah,
I don't know. We also love it.
But that's how you know that like if we're competing, it's like truly love.
Yeah,
we love it.
It's like, and it's also it's such a good, like to me, it's a good lifestyle change. Yeah, it might not be a good lifestyle change for some people because it's so extreme. But that's why I have balance in my life, because I know it's extreme and I know in my heart I will burn out if I don't give myself grace in an off season. That's why it's weird for me locking in right now. Like when I weigh food now, like having to be perfect on the scale is so weird. I'm like, oh, usually if I'm like a couple grams over or under, yeah, like we're okay. Yeah, we're good. But now having to be like really perfect, I like catch myself. I'm like, wait.
You're just like rewired.
Yes. No, exactly. It's still like we're still getting into the groove. But in terms of like where prep is right now for me, it's not bad. If I started in a bad place, if I were already starving, like I should have been eating, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because this is where like your food should be at its highest right now. Your output should be at its technically its lowest that it should be the whole time. And like I personally, like I don't usually get hungry until I'm like into the like 8-ish weeks out.
That's exactly when I start feeling like the tiredness.
Really?
The tired hunger. That's when like it's not tiredness, it's just tired hunger. I feel like hungry.
No, yeah, you're right. And like that's usually when like my sleep is usually what gets the most messed up during preps, and I won't sleep pretty much. And that's usually when they start kind of sneaking in, is like those 1 or 2 nights where like I'm not sleeping at all. And it's always around like that 8-week out-ish mark. But that's right when it's about to push over and like everything starts speeding up. You have to start actually looking ready.
It's crazy how prep works. Like that first half, you feel like you make no progress. You're like, yeah, no, it's so slow. And after that, all of a sudden, it's just like, boom, yeah. And then some rapid fire, yeah. And then even like, for me at least, it's, for some reason, it always ends up being that last week that my body just at its peak week. So it's not always the most ideal. My body just rips through food.
Yeah.
Like I'm a furnace. My carb up before my last national show is because I literally couldn't hold it with it on. I mean, like my body was just like a furnace. I was holding it on, but I just ripped through food. I had like a full day of food with like carbs, fats, protein. And then I had a burger 2 days out. I had a burger 1 day out. And on top of that burger, and fries. It wasn't just a burger. And on top of that burger and fries, that last night I had Rice Krispie cereal and almond butter. Like, we were just going. And I still woke up like, just above, tighter, but just above that, like, my lowest.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's so wild. Like, it's like, that's why it's so interesting. Like now, cause we're both coaching now. Yeah. So learning the science behind that and now getting to institute that for our clients. It is felt out of like, this is the coolest. The bodies are so cool. And like what they can actually do is so wild. And that's a testament to like you grinding, being put into big digs. And then when you are starting to put food back in, your body's just like running through it and putting it up.
And it's fun even like using that with lifestyle clients. I did that with my mom recently. I started coaching my mom and my dad. But this example is for my mom. When I put her on a meal plan, she did macros. When I put her on macros at first, her carbs are high. She goes, Alli, I don't good on high carbs. Like this is not, she goes, this is more than I'm eating. I go, and now she's down 12 pounds.
Yeah. That's like, so last year, I had like gone through my breakup and everything. I moved in with my parents for a little bit to like reset. What are we doing with life? Yeah. And my mom was in the same position. She wanted to start training and stuff. So I like built her a meal plan, all this stuff. She's like, it's too much food. And I'm like, I swear it's not.
Yeah.
I swear it's not. And then she was down. I think she started around like 135 and then she gets down to like 120. She's like 5'3" or 2. She's tiny. But yeah, and that's just like training, just being active. And like for her, it wasn't even like this crazy like plan. It was literally just like made sure that she had meals throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then her weekends, she always had more food, and like she would go on date nights with my dad. Like it was very flexible, but just like consistently eating food, making sure she had protein, and then like eating carbs. Her body was like, oh, we like it.
Yeah.
And it's so fussy how you turn on a metabolism.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Crazy.
fun to learn about, like, and so cool. And as much as I love it, I don't like have you ever had this thought? Okay. We are very much in bodybuilding. We're very much in nutrition coach. Do you ever wish you never knew what a macro was? You never knew what a calorie was? Not like when I first eat, like I wish I never knew what protein was.
So like, this is the thing. I think we're going to become much harder to coach the more we get into our profession as bodybuilders. And like, as we become stronger and stronger coaches, like I give props to like Alex, because he is at the pro level, and Alex is one of our coaches. He's at the pro level, has pro coaches, and he is so knowledgeable as a coach. And I can't imagine having to turn off that side of your brain and just execute, knowing the ins and outs. Because when I had my first season with Alex, it was so nice because like I had a general knowledge of nutrition and training and stuff like that because I had done personal training in the past and all that. But the science of a prep, I really didn't have any knowledge on it. So I just was just kind of like, you know what? Blinders on. I just execute. I'm following the plan. Like whatever my body does is not my problem. It's Alex's problem to deal with. I'm just here to show up. And it made it such a like fun process because I didn't have to know the ins and outs and the whys. I just came in and executed.
You're like a guinea pig. You're like to yourself, not to yourself. Yeah, but you're just like, I'm just here to have these ideas. Like, yeah.
You know that's going to be a mystery. And now, like, the more knowledge that you get, you just have to be careful that you don't read into all of it and overstep as a coach.
Yeah, and like, yeah. I don't think I necessarily overstepped recently. It was more so like I know my body. And I overstep. Listen, I am not the kind of client to ever want to question what my coach is doing.
Yeah.
But recently, I started prep with HIIT cardio. And like, I saw that. I was going to ask you. Yeah. Okay. It was really rough. It was really rough. The first session, there's just like my heart couldn't take it. I was doing like full cardio.
Sorry, which is hilarious because you're going from like no cardio and like the most food you've ever eaten to all of a sudden you're a track star sprinting.
I know. I was doing it on the stairs because like that was pretty much my
the stairs.
I'm not allowed to young for it, so I couldn't do treadmill. Elliptical I could have done, but the only ellipticals that I have the option to use are like you can't put it on inclines, like I'd be like grinding like this. It just wasn't working. So I did it on the stairs.
Oh my God.
And after the first week, I remember, and I thought about it a lot before I sent this test.
Mm-hmm.
I texted Kyle, my coach, and I was like, hey, like, I'm freaking out. And he's like, what's up? I was like, HIIT cardio, my legs not recovering, horrible workouts. And yes, it's only week 1. I could have just trusted in the process, but my worst fear, and this is like knowing more now, my worst fear was that I would just be eating away at that muscle because I would be fatiguing. I mainly train legs. I barely train upper body an hour. So I just felt like I'd just be over fatiguing that muscle and it would just wear them down. And it was on my mind. I learned on tears.
What's the plan to like, did you know at all? Like, is his plan to stay on it for a bit and then pull off and go into steady state?
I don't know, but we had like that conversation and he ended up switching it down to low intensity steady state, but more.
Okay.
I was fine with that.
I wonder if he's wanting to like hit you with intensity right off the bat to like hit you with some like, because your body can handle like in the beginning of prep of all the time frames, this would be the time that your body could handle the highest amount of fatigue and output. This is when you have the most food, you have the most energy, and you can bear that extra inflammation right now. So it would make sense to kind of get like a bunch of bang for your buck in the beginning and then pull off of that, like fatigue.
And your food gets lower.
Yeah.
Covering.
But you have to take into account your athlete's mindset, because so if you're that stressed about it, it's honestly not worth it at that point. And then you might as well just go back to what you were doing, like doing the steady state. For your peace of mind, if that whatever your client's buy-in is going to be sometimes kind of outweighs whatever that strategy was, because you can still get the result that you want.
For sure. And I was at a point where I was like, yeah, I don't care if I'm doing triple the time of steady state cardio. It's not what I'm doing.
I know.
I just, like, it was freaking me out so bad. I worked out and I did a HIIT cardio session and I was like about to cry after. It was so, I'm like, how long I such shy? 15 minutes, minute on, minute off intervals, intense.
Minute on.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. And stairwells. Yeah. And I was just like, there's nothing wrong with HIIT. I've done it before in preps.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and I'm not the type to like stand up and be like, no. Even if it's hard, I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Like, I know I can do hard things. It's not that. I literally got so freaked out that I just was like, no. And it's because I also came off a really bad workout too. It was bad because my legs were fatigued.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm freaking out. Like,
yeah. All of the work you do in your off season too.
And
I was fighting for every possible like growth that you can, and then to in your brain feel like I could be losing all this.
Yeah.
And that first couple of like in the first 2 months, all the work I did could be gone. Like I could understand that being like stress.
I was just stressed about it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kyle. I'm so sorry. I literally hate feeling like I'm overstepping.
Like, well, this is the other thing too. Like, if you this is how I tried to be as a client. Like, I don't go to my coach for everything. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'm going to be a coachable athlete. I'm going to go and do the plan that I'm supposed to do. But I want to always make sure that I'm not over asking and like over. So yeah, so that when I am coming to you with like, hey, I feel XYZ about this, that you're going to take it seriously, because I don't come to you unless I absolutely have like tried to work through this in every way possible on my own. Now I need your help. This is why I have you. And like, I want you to take me seriously.
Yeah.
So I try not to be like, every time I'm having an issue, I reach out, because I want the moments that I do for you to be like, oh, she means it, and I'm going to help you through this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
that's probably what he was thinking. I'm hoping that that's what he was. Yeah.
But you don't ask for plans to change. You just go in and you do it.
No, and I wasn't even asking for anything. I wanted things to change. Right. Like for sure. But I wasn't like, you need to change this. I didn't do that. It was more so just like, I'm struggling. Hey, this is really hard on me right now. I can't do it. No. But, I don't know. Like, I can do HIIT cardio.
Mm-hmm.
We got this. Like, physically, I could do it. But, like, it just, everything got mine. Everything was just, yeah.
What are you doing now? Incline, or are you doing good?
Well, I used to hate treadmill because it would bother my hips too much. But lately, it's been really good. So I feel like it's just, like, the lowest impact walking at.
Yeah, I did that for a while. Towards the end of my last prep, I had to switch to recumbent, right?
Okay.
Because I was having the same things around like my glute and things like that.
I did elliptical. I used to do elliptical.
Yeah, I want to try switching to elliptical. Maybe I just started a cut for like 2 months. It's kind of the plan, do like a little cleanup. And then when I come out of that, I'll probably switch back into elliptical. I want to just like see how I feel. I can engage things differently when I'm doing my cardio versus the incline. Because if I don't have the right shoes, my incline, I'll always feel in my shins. Like, that's what goes for me first.
Yep.
And that's what happened to me like at my last prep. So I had to switch to the recumbent, which recumbent's not easy. It seems like it's going to be chill. Like, it's not.
You're pushing hard. You're like,
pushing really hard.
And your heart rate up. So it's not like you're up just like casually.
I just think of like,
yeah.
Like trying so hard to like get my heart rate up and I did notice though when I was doing recumbent, because I would like actively, I was trying to get my tie-ins to come through. So I was like, every chance I get, I'm going to do whatever I can to make these tie-ins pop out. And so I was pushing so much through my heels and pulling with my hamstring. So it just felt like a hamstring workout like the whole time. So it was like fire hamstring. Not aggressive. It was all that fire. But I felt like it paid off. Honestly, all my inflammation dropped off, which was necessary.
Dude, getting the tie-ins in is like, once they're in, you're like,
You can actually relax.
yeah, we're good. We're good. My first season, I like had mild tie-ins. I have very high insertions.
You was really high insertion.
I know, it's stressful.
I have really low insertion. Yeah.
Well, okay. I like that looks so good.
But yours are like, they're high, but I feel like you have a lot of projection though in your glute.
Yeah.
And so it creates even more of like that shadowing that you get from your tie-in.
Yes. Like from like my front pose, yeah, projection on glutes. Like, because I just feel like my glutes are just like, they're gonna like compress.
Yeah.
But from like the back pose, it's hard, and I feel like it's hard because to make your glutes look really big, right? Like I don't have a lot of surface area. I have to like build that, upward, because the actual like area of my glute is short.
Yeah.
So I have to like, yes, build lower glute so I have more projection in the tie-in area, lower glute, but also like building my upper glutes, and like that has been a priority this off season. Like major priority. I had a specific day to just train upper glutes. I don't like to sprinkle. Well, at first I didn't like to sprinkle it in with my other workouts because I wasn't able to isolate them as good in my head. I just like wanted a literal full day so I can just focus on that mind muscle connection like we talked about, and like really like hit a home run with it. And I feel like it has worked.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We'll see when I diet down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They look good.
They look good now.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited for it. So do you have ish like time frame of which ones you guys are targeting?
Internationals.
Junior Nat.
Yeah, we just go in maybe. It's like we're like, and this is the show.
I love it.
Yeah, I wanted to start a universe this year, but Kyle was like, junior nationals. And I was like, okay.
The thing about, like we were saying, like the national show circuit is they are fairly close to one another. So if you do have to push your time frame back, I know I do that all the time.
Yeah.
If you do have to push your time frame back, you can pull it off still. And then if you want to run multiple, you can, because you have enough time between the two to like whatever, if you need to like fill out more, if you need to diet down more, you have.
Bikini is, you have to know bikini to like fully understand it.
Yeah.
When you're looking at guys like classic and open, you can like, you like usually will like look at somebody and you're like, they're all
Yes. Yeah.
like, but bikini, everybody looks really great.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And you have to have an eye.
So like bikini's hard too, because there's obviously the criteria that we know. Like we know it's like, it's about the shape, the hourglass, the flow, the right conditioning, the right fullness, all that, right?
But the right conditioning doesn't mean the leanest.
Exactly. And how you look can be skewed depending on who's around you as well. So like if you're at a show and most of the competitors in your class are extremely conditioned, but you maybe are a little bit less conditioned, but you still fall within the category, you could look like the fish out of water, and then it makes you look softer than you actually are, all of that. And so that might skew where they place you, versus if it was the opposite and you were overly conditioned, or like just maybe on the edge of being too conditioned, but everybody around you is a little softer, you're going to look like the fish out of water. Your mob may not place as well. Like, it truly depends. It becomes like how that, like the lineup actually looks on top of it. So it's not just, did you fit the criteria? It's like also how is everybody else making you look when you show up on stage too? And that's why, like, when I was saying you're so close in that last show, that from an outsider, like if you were to go to the next one, you never know like how your look would have been against the like a new group of girls.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like really common. Like unless your feedback is like you need to develop more, whatever. If your feedback was something about posing or like maybe like a little bit more conditioned, most coaches will tell you if they know what they're doing to like, we're going to run another show, because those things are controllable and tweaked and
yeah. I did get like feedback for like a little bit more glute development, which I was like, okay, everybody, I feel like that's like very, like, yeah, everybody's here about. It's Bill. We're going to be told to build glutes again. Yep, you're gonna get our glute workouts. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, but, yeah, I don't know. Like I would have
Oh, I'm not saying
at
that.
the right time.
Not saying that at all.
Mhm.
Okay, so how do you feel differently going into this season? You kind of touched on that a little bit, but tell me more.
So aside from prepping by myself this time, I just feel more in tune with my body. I feel like each time I diet, I am more and more and more in tune with my body. And I'm also approaching things differently in terms of like really fine tuning my posing. I got told I had great stage presence last time. Super happy with that. I'm not a graceful girl. Like, you don't think so? No. What? As a gymnast, I was the least graceful girl on my team. Like, maybe now I'm pushy as graceful. That took work.
But I think that's a testament to you refining your steps and all that kind of stuff. Because like you're posing, I wouldn't look at that and be like, she's not like a poised individual.
I was not graceful as a gymnast. No. Just horrible at dancing. Like, but I loved it. Like, I love dancing. I'm just not the best at it.
I got a dance hand. I can pose, but I can't dance.
I consider them like, you know, like kind of like this very similar art form. But yeah, I've gotten like much better. But I really now want to refine my posing and like work with many posing coaches to get many different feedbacks of like things that I need to tweak. Like I'm getting very nitpicky as to like my mandatories and how I pose. I feel like my front pose I can get away with like, I don't know, different like tiny tweaks. My back pose needs to be, in my eyes, perfect. Like I need to be positioned perfectly again because I have that shorter tie-in. So to make that project well and also just that glute fullness and to not like compress my glutes and things like that. That's very different. This is a really low of me to do already. It's early on in prep, but I started with the drink packets, like the sugar-free drink packets. You know what I'm talking about? No. Like a Crystal Light pack. Yeah, I talking about Crystal Light. It's literal nerds flavor.
How horrible. Wait, you know who does that? Ashley Caldwell does like all the like pink Starburst ones, like every kind of like sugar-free drink flavoring. She does all of those. So you're fine.
This is really bad of you.
The most winningest bikini Miss Olympia does it. You'll be okay.
I'm not like that kind of person. I'm like very like health oriented and like Red 40. Like
yeah, I'm saying
like my eyes open to that, but right now I gotta close it. Like yeah, so sorry. I need the flavor.
I completely agree with you. I was doing that towards the end of my last prep. I would take the sugar-free Jello packets and I would sprinkle it on like cucumber, like not the whole packet, but like enough just to like dust it.
Yeah.
And the Red 40, man, like I'd be like, I'm sorry, body. I'm so sorry. I'm just taking one for the team right now.
The only thing that's healthy about this is low calorie. Like yes, whatever. But yeah, that's different. My training's very different. It's very refined, like hyper specific. Training less upper body because I did get feedback at one point that my upper body is getting big, and it wasn't like that in my first season. Those shoulders, girl, looking good. Yeah,
they were good. They were like,
yeah, I didn't even pump them up before. Now she'd sump them up. No, imagine you like that.
Well, she'd be like striated.
Yeah, no. That's why we didn't pump them up. Yeah, I also had to stop training them weeks before, like, because I had my national show.
Yeah.
I didn't see that until I heard it. And I was like, ooh, yeah, you're right. Okay. I just thought, like,
still them.
Yeah, no. And I don't know. It just, like, I don't know. This is just, I feel more relaxed.
Yeah. I can feel it. Like, I feel it for sure. Like, there seems more of like a settledness.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to go pro, so don't perceive this wrong, but it's like, if it happens, out.
Yeah. Well, we can't control it.
No.
First of all, like the things you can control is like what you do day in and day out, your mindset, your approach. But we can't control who's showing up that day, who the judges pick that day. And so to put our like self-worth into this thing that is completely out of control is like a recipe for disaster. So I think you're going about it the right way of just like, I'm going to enjoy this experience. You know what you've put into it. You know how you've grown as a competitor, and it's not like an if, but a when. And so there's calmness in that too, that like, you know, that that's in your future. It's just a matter of like, when is that?
It's most certainly my goal. Every girl that steps on a national stage, that's their goal. Like,
you're not stepping on the national stage for the experience.
Like maybe it's like what for my first season, it was for the experience, but in the back of my mind, did I want to go pro there? Heck yeah. Yeah, he does.
No, yeah, you're doing it like, not to say that like, you're not in it for the experience, but you're not going without any type of intention of potentially having your pro card.
Exactly. And I don't know. That's like, I know that it's going to be in my cards at some point. And I feel like last prep, I put like a lot of pressure on myself. Like, oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like there was no backup in my head until I didn't get my pro card. And I was like, okay.
And well, it's kind of a hard line to walk too, because at least I'm this way. I don't know if you're this way. In my prep, I will just gaslight myself into like these affirmations of like believe, like, because you need to be, if anyone's going to believe it, it's got to be you first, right? Like, you have to stand and back yourself regardless. And like, to an extent, you should be like talking to yourself like that. Like, I am a pro. Like, I operate at the pro level. Maybe you haven't given like the pro card yet, but you execute like a pro, and you have to be a pro before you're actually given that title. And so I can understand being like, yes, I am a pro. This is happening, blah, 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 because you do have to back yourself to an extent. But I get the pressure that could lead to if you don't do something.
And it's not that I'm not putting that pressure on. Like, I am certainly putting that pressure on, but I feel like I'm putting that pressure on myself of acting like one.
Yeah.
I have the title. If I don't get the title right away this season, that's fine. But at least I'm acting like one.
Yeah.
And it'll come eventually. My plan for this season, I did discuss it with my coach, Kyle. Assuming I go pro this season, right? Like, let's say I do. Happens, great. I definitely want to hop into a pro show, no matter what. I don't care if I get last call outs. At least I know where I stand. Yeah. You know what? I want to see what I look like up against pros. Not just like, yes, there is now technically some pros at a national show, but I want to stand up against like standing pros.
I agree.
And let's see what happens. Let's see how I look, get that pro feedback, things like that before I hop into another improvement season. Because like we mentioned, bikini is very much refining things. And I want to see what I have to refine. Yeah, exactly. Like we had talked about being up against people that it depends on who you're standing against. Exactly.
Same thing in the pro. I agree with that 1000%. I want to do the same thing. Like, that's why I'm taking this off season the way I am too, is because when I get my pro card, I want to go right into a pro show.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be already at the pro level ready to be compared against them. And you should be getting that type of feedback right away after getting your pro card, because why would you go right into an improvement season without knowing what it is that you need to improve on? Like, there's no, like, you're just blindfolding yourself and working on things you think, but the judges haven't told you. And then you're going to come with a physique that most likely they didn't really need you to be working. Like, you put that effort into something they want you working on over here and not over here.
And then on the flip, like, when you think about men, right? So, like, let's take classic physiques. This is just a really good example. Men's too. But Classic has a weight cap for nationals, and there's a weight cap for pros. Okay, so you like kind of know how you have to improve when you go pro as a Classic physique competitor. Maybe even men's physique too. I say maybe because there's no weight cap at an amateur level.
But they still know what the weight cap's may be when they get to the pro.
So like, let's say you're a Classic physique now pro. You just turned pro. You know you have a weight cap that's somewhere up here. You know you have room to improve. Like, you know this. For us, there's no weight cap.
No.
I feel like I'm heavy for a bikini competitor.
This is the thing too. If you're like a man and you're getting feedback, or you're like, you need to bring up your chest, you need to bring up your back, whatever. Like, okay, they don't need to go stand next to people to know that. Like, they're being told that they have a weight cap. They can just go to work. Basically, for us, they could say,
"Regain this part of your glute."
Yeah. Top outer, you need more upper outer glute.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But like what we were saying was like, I could diet myself down a little bit and potentially look harder and have that, like, say my feedback. Yeah. Say my feedback was I need to bring up my density like all over or something. I could potentially just go and diet a little bit longer and then fill out again and give that illusion of more density and looking harder because I got more conditioned, and then step on stage and be around other people, like be around physiques that I look similar to, and I'd be right on the money. So it's like, to your point, you should go get on stage right away next to the pros that are already established pros and get feedback from the pro judges with that specific lineup to then get a better idea of what you need to work on in your off season. That's why, like, I'm really happy that some of the top level bikini pros are being more active in the sport throughout the year. Like Amy Delgado, for example, she runs the national circuit and she is a high level pro bikini competitor. And that is important because when people are all coming up and they're trying to get compared against the best and know what they need to work on to then become the best, if you're not being compared next to the best, you're kind of like, even the judges, they can only tell you so much to work on. But then if you get to Olympia at the end of the year and then stand next to an Amy Delgado and you're so far off still because you've never been compared next to her, then you still have so much more work to do. And you don't know that until you get to the end of the year. And so I love seeing like Amy Delgado run the circuits, seeing Vanya run the circuits, now like Ashlyn Little, she's going to be doing more of the shows and everything. Like I do wish, obviously there's like the health aspect of like taking care of your body, but like I wish like a Jen Dory would run more. I wish like, Laura Lee used to. I wish Laura Lee would run more of them, like just to see your top global pros just be in the mix and like seeing consistently how these other pros that are grinding to the top are comparing. It helps all of us. And then it gives more exposure to our division and everything.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like,
They don't have to.
yeah, exactly. It's like prep is hard. It's hard for us. It's hard for them. Like just because they're like on a pedestal doesn't mean it's any easier for them.
No, there's probably so much more. Like the outside noise, I'm sure, like plays into it. So tough. Like though, gosh, only doing this once a year.
Some people, you're right. Some people are so hypercritical, and like getting to that level where you have to like turn down the noise must be crazy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. But are you gonna vlog this year again?
Oh yeah, the first video of prep is going up today.
Yeah.
I recorded one yesterday, so that will be up beginning of next week. I edit my own videos and everything. Like I grind for that, and that started from last year when Ant was on prep with me, and he was a shutdown human in the relationship. So I just
Ant exited the chat.
Echo literally. He left the chat. So sorry, thinking. But I mean, like. I did like a decent job recording my whole off season, and yeah, I think that which I was very, very happy with. Again, people get hypercritical of it, and this is at like a small level, so it wasn't hard for me to deal with. I don't know, when somebody says something like mean about me, I'm like, all right, but do you even know me? You don't. It's all right. And even if you do know me, my ad, like I don't know.
But most of the time, when people are gonna say something negative, they don't know you. They have this idea potentially, and it's like, okay.
But yeah, so I carry out I'm on serious bodybuilder. Okay.
Do you feel like, because this is at least how I felt when I would edit during prep, but did you feel at all like it was kind of like therapeutic at all to like see everything back and edit through your weeks?
Oh my gosh. Now that I don't have cardio again, I will be watching my videos again. Like my old videos. Like I'm not a crier. Okay. Only when I'm like frustrated. I'm a frustrated crier. And yes, I might get upset. So I'm frustrated. But I don't like cry over like happy emotions.
Yeah.
The only time I did that was on IFBB Pro, and it was more so like relief for to go take it. And but like I'm not like a crier, but I definitely like I get all like the eyes get watery and nothing falls.
But I think it's like I get that though because you know how hard that girl worked. And you know how far you come now. And you, like, I have that, like, I'm starting to edit and start doing my off-season vlogs and stuff again. And I was like, I need to, like, rewatch kind of, like, where things left off at the end of my season. And I was, like, watching, like, my show day vlog and all this kind of stuff. And I'd be like, I'm so freaking proud of that girl. And I know, like, she would be proud of where I am now, too. And so, I feel that way, too. Like, when I look back on my vlogs or when I'm editing during my preps and everything, it does keep me extremely present in how I'm feeling and the actual process and everything.
It's like a diary.
It is.
It's like a diary. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's just so cool. And I love that I get to like share that with people too, and they get to like read my diary. Am I sharing absolutely everything? No. But like, no. Okay, that's for my real diary. Awesome. But I'm sharing like most of that. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's so fun. I'm so excited to see like the evolution of this prep and just like what comes of it, because like a lot changes during prep. You talked about it's months. Like you change over the course of months whether you're on prep or not. So I'm excited to see like what really, really happens, and just like the evolution of my character, not just me as a bodybuilder, like my persona, my character traits, like everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I already have like,
does that?
I have like, do you have like prep songs? Like, do you have like certain songs where you're like, this is my prep song?
Yeah, like I'll end up having like, I don't know, something will like kind of click. I'm like, this music sits with me. Or like these, like my first season, I would watch a lot of like motivational compilation videos on YouTube. And that would be like sometimes what I would listen to, like whether it was during cardio or during my training, like it just kind of like connected with me. And then my second season was definitely more music. And I had like certain playlists I would listen to that like sat with me.
Yeah.
And every prep is like different.
Oh yeah.
Like totally different.
First prep for me was like club, Pitbull. I was never a clubber.
Club. This is real bad.
No, literally. I was never a clubber, but ever. So whatever. That was kind of music that I liked. Second prep was like Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Pop punk. Still Billy Joel. I'm also dabbling into Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say my specific songs because they will come out eventually because I'm going to be making videos.
Yeah.
Them.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like I want to keep it a surprise. It's not like a surprise. It's like personal. You know?
But personal is like your added touch to your blog. So that's kind of like your last prep series because I would watch them of it. And they were all like that kind of music, like the Elton, like all that kind of stuff.
Yes, like calmer. I'm still on that calm wave. There's like, listen, when I'm hitting legs, like I'm not doing a PR or something really not a PR. I don't really go for PRs, but like I don't lift like super heavy to like jump on the upset selfless aims. So with us, I really do.
But I had this conversation with someone the other day that like I don't listen to music that is like during my lifts that you would think are like this like rock, hip hop, rap, or whatever. I listen to whatever it is making me feel really good at the moment. And so if that's country, I'm listening to country. If that is R&B, I'm listening to R&B. Like whatever's making me feel good is what I'm listening to. It has nothing to do with like needing to feel amped up on this lift. Like it's just, I do things differently with my music.
For sure. And sometimes I'll listen to calming music throughout my lift. But if I have like a heavy set, I know I need to like attack it, and I'm like in the gutter. Like this happened yesterday. I didn't listen to music for my workout, but only during my hard sets. I just put on like just it wasn't even like metal, but it was just like harder music.
Yeah.
To get me through my set. I just took it off.
Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah. I'm proud of that. Sometimes I'll do that too. Do you do that where you like just won't listen to music during your...
Oh yeah. Sometimes I wear headphones when there's nothing on.
Yeah.
I just need it sounds muffled. I need the clanging weights muffled. I need people talking muffled. And I
want to be like my own world. And like, this is more my thing too. Like I'm on my phone all day long for like work, for content, whatever. I'm on my computers for work, because I work remotely, I work from home. And so sometimes I just need time where like I'm not stimulated by anything, and I just want to be silent in my own world and present in what I'm doing, and I don't need the distraction, because that's just like music or like whatever you're listening to just becomes like an added layer of motivation or like just intensity, and like I can bring that myself. I just need to be centered with myself.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, that's like the best part of it. Everything's what you make of it, man. Like you don't need to conform to like somebody else because you're like, oh, she likes this, so I'm gonna do this. No. And like
find your own vibe.
Yeah. Even like with your physique, sometimes you get people that are like, I want to look like you, and it's like, I will like actually shut it down.
Yeah.
You will build your own version of what you love.
Yeah.
And because everybody looks different.
Everybody's physique. Like that was what I really loved about bikini when I first got started, is that because almost all physiques can fit into this category. Like all the different structures, like if you look at the top bikini pros, they all have vastly different structures, but yet they are all bikini. And so for me, that made me feel like very welcomed into this division.
Yeah.
So you could build to whatever the best of your body is, you could build to be your best, obviously within the criteria, but you just have to focus on being your absolute physical best. And that's what matters. Because if you bring your best, then that's what's going to shine the best on stage.
Yep. Like my best is going to look different from your best. My amount of quad mass is going to look different from, like amount in terms of like what's best for, like it's all very much tailored to you.
Yeah.
Like even if you think about like, different structures, like some girls just have a smaller bone structure. And they might not have as much muscle, but they appear to have lots of muscle. And obviously, yes, they do have muscle, like, especially when you're top level people. But for me, I feel like I have a big bone structure. And I feel like, I need to put on like more mass.
Yeah.
So I can like fill out that bone structure.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think that's what's great. Like, that for me too is like, I no longer felt like I had to compete with other people once I got into this. I only had to compete with like making my structure look the absolute best that I possibly could. So, okay, how long have we been going? 80 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
This little yaps,
Seriously.
I love bikini. I could talk about this all day long. So it's always nice to talk to somebody else that's like, just have us gung ho in the sport and everything.
Yeah,
but
I love it.
So, okay, we're 14 weeks out. We're running for a pro card. Awesome. Anything else you want to share with the people?
That's pretty much it. We'll see like where this season takes me. I'm so excited for this season. It's going to be so cool because now I will have like Ant truly in my corner. That's my person. Like he's my guy. Like I want him backstage with me. Like I need that. That's like my comfort. And now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so excited. I heard Junior Nationals is such a fun show. So I am very excited for it. The stage looks beautiful. Like
I have a question.
what?
Would you, if you get your pro card at Junior Nads, are you going to turn around and like, and do it?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Why not? It's the next day. Is it the next day or same day?
I don't know. Might be the same day.
If it's the same day, I would see.
I'm pretty sure it's the next day because it's a whole pro show.
Okay.
I think they're bringing Men's Physique to it this year too.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, that's Alec Manifest is sponsoring it.
But yeah, no, I would definitely do it because that wouldn't be my pro show that I would get feedback for, if that makes sense. I would want to do a whole new. I would want to do like let's reset.
Yeah.
And like gun for it. We're in Florida, so there's so many pro shows in Florida. So many. So like, yeah, let's just do it. And not. I mean, if the time frame were right, it's obviously not.
I would do St. Pete Pro.
I don't even.
The end of June.
There's so many. I don't even.
The end of June. So you would literally like a month later.
No, my pro show is in June.
Oh.
Or 2 weeks. Sorry.
Oh, you know, a week later. These are.
We'll see what my other options are. I don't think I've done that about peaks before. It was my first season in a.
Oh, I did 3 weeks between, which was like
that's a good time.
that was a good time frame.
I did 6.
Well, after that, then I had to hold the look for like 10 more weeks. The World Championships for summer shredding, that was difficult. Like, God, that was so hard.
But it's like, I don't know. I got lucky with my last, like, the 6-week time span because we fully reversed. Like, I reversed into that show completely. Remember that. I just held, he was that crazy amount of heat. He's even like over 200 card. I was just like ripping through it and like, I was okay with it. I felt bad for Ant. He was pushing hard and I was like,
we were having very different experience. I
could it be needing? But I mean, listen, I pushed hard too sometimes when he was going to get burger refeeds and I had nothing. So yeah,
it's just how it goes. But okay, so on YouTube, where can they find you on YouTube? Where can they find you on Instagram?
My YouTube is Alli Prince, and then my Instagram is Alli_Prince. I also kind of started posting on TikTok, Alli R Prince. Same thing with my Snapchat, kind of. I'm like, more, like YouTube is my thing. Okay, like if you want to follow me on one thing, like just make a YouTube, please. Like I love that.
I love my YouTube community.
So good.
They are diehard.
I know because like they see me.
Yeah, that's where you go. Like the people that follow me on YouTube, they actually know who I am.
Oh yeah,
and like Instagram, kind of.
We see like how you look.
You kind of sometimes want to share, but if you follow me on YouTube, you're my friend.
Yeah, like we FaceTime.
We're basically like chit chatting all day.
Like that's what I feel like.
We're having a hangout every episode.
Exactly. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm not introverted by any means. I used to be. I really did. Hey, you're like, yeah, Alli, of course you're not introverted. Like,
when we first met, I was like thankful for it because I was like, we were both with Alphalete at the time. This was a year ago. We went to the Alphalete birthday.
We're just chatting up.
And it was so nice because I didn't know anybody. You were new to Alphalete at the time.
Ish new.
Yeah. So they had brought like 40 of the athletes out all together. I didn't know anybody. I was new. And so you were like one of the only people that I kind of really like hit it.
Yeah. But like, I saw you like from summer shredding. I was like, oh, she's a bodybuilder.
Like, yeah, we're gonna get a lot out. You play. Yeah, it was like so easy, which has been so nice because, yeah, but I'll never forget those days just because it was just like off the jump, like, oh, we should chat. And I'm like, yeah, you're not introverted.
I know. But like, I feel like, I don't know, I used to be. But I feel like what brought me out of my shell is like YouTube.
Yeah.
And especially like meeting people. Like, I still, like, even at the Arnold, I felt more in tune with myself with the Arnold this year. Like, when I was meeting people, like, so thankful that people come up to talk to me. But like, I feel like at first, people knew me because of Anthony. So people would be like, oh my God, Alli, I see you and his vlogs and like all these things. So I'm like, wait, why are you meeting me right now? Like, why did I like so like hyped to meet me? Like, I couldn't like, I literally could not understand that. I'm thrown into it when I started dating him. And I feel like this past time, like when I started meeting people, I really came into my own of like, oh, these people like I said, it's peaceful.
I know, I follow that so much peaceful and singer. I love that so much. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fancy. Like, when you get to meet people in person at those types of events and you really get to experience the impact that you make in people's lives. And anytime I talk to somebody who's like thinking about getting on YouTube, I'm like, please do it. Because because sometimes you kind of have this reservation about like, oh, I don't know what to share or what not to share. And I'm like, if you just show up as yourself, somebody is going to connect with you. There are 8 billion people in this world. To think that nobody's going to resonate with something you have to say is like, just that doesn't exist. So just show up as yourself, show up knowing that like all I want to do is make a positive impact, and like it's going to pull the right experience in for you. You're going to find the right people that want to follow you, that connect with what you have to say. And then you have no idea how that ripple effect is actually going to be. Like, I've met like so many different people that like had watched a lot of my like prep series and stuff. And like just hearing how even just like sharing like the hard moments and stuff to just make somebody not feel alone in that, like, that means everything to me. So if anyone ever is thinking about doing YouTube, like, yeah, just do it. I'm like so great.
It's just fun. Like, don't even think of it as like, oh, like I want to do YouTube so I can make money. Like, no, just don't do that. Just do it.
Just do it for you.
Be consistent.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent with it. And it's just like, I'm doing that. No, but like when you were on prep, you were consistent. Yeah.
That's where it's coming back.
Yeah. I had freaking times off too. And so like sometimes you do need time off. And like YouTube, doing that takes a lot out of you.
Editing is a lot, but
4 hours for videos for me. Yeah. Last time I was so thankful for it to be 3.
Especially if you want it to be good and like engaging and stuff. Like you're cutting it up. You're like trying to find the right music. Like I'm trying to find like my B-roll. I'm like trying to overlay stuff. Like it's a process, but if you like find your groove, like once you enjoy it, you're going.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so good. And it's just like, I consider YouTube to be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't even like, there's no other word.
No, yeah, it's a good time.
And it's not a FaceTime. Like when people don't know what to share, I'm like, I don't know. Like if you're on a FaceTime, like if you were on FaceTime with like one person, don't think like, oh, I'm on FaceTime with the world.
Yeah.
If you're on FaceTime with like one person, like what would you be sharing?
Mm-hmm.
For me, like I would think of like being on FaceTime with my mom because we hang out on FaceTime. Yeah. So I'm just like, how would I talk to her?
Yeah. That's how like Alex has told me once before. He was like, I'm sorry, I cannot watch your YouTubes. I'm like, because they're not for you. They're for the girls, okay? Therefore, like, hit me up, like, put me in the background. We're doing it out. You're doing your makeup, and I'm just talking your ear off. That is my YouTubes pretty much.
Yeah.
Or you're doing cardio.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for everybody, but you are going to find who you are for.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's so crazy. Like, I'm not, like, a watcher during cardio. People are like, oh, watch Netflix, watch YouTube. I'm like, I'll watch, like, a music video.
Oh.
Or, like, nothing.
Yeah.
Well, like, or just music.
Uh-huh.
Or I do work. I don't watch, like, I watch YouTube, like, when I'm, like, cooking or when I get ready. That's when I watch YouTube. I can't watch during cardio because I just feel so stuck in one place.
Locked in. That's definitely, like, I wouldn't put my YouTube on, like, myself if I was on cardio. Because before,
I've watched yours during cardio, but I've also watched my own because I like am analyzing my videos.
See, yeah, I'll do that. Like, if other people's, though, like, if their style is, like, the chit-chatty style like mine, I usually don't do that on cardio. I'll do that when I'm, like, I like chit-chatty on, like, when it's something else in the background that I don't have to, like, look at. But usually if I'm, like, on cardio, that's when I'm watching, like, reviews of like bikini stuff. Like that's the kind of like YouTube that I like that are like yeah, like yeah, it's like becoming like a student of the sport kind of stuff. I'm watching that kind of content, not like the vlog style, but like I put out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some people do like that though.
Like, yeah, I guess so.
Everybody has a really taste that music. It's like music taste. Yeah. Everybody has their own thing that helps them. But I don't know.
Well, I'm so glad that you came today. So, I love buns. Okay. Well, we'll have to do another one like when you get closer to your show.
Mm-hmm. I'll be very different. Yeah. Really lean in the face.
I miss it. I like crep face. Love crep.
I think maybe it's towards the end that I don't like. For me, I held that look for so long, so maybe that's why I'm thinking that. I like side photos.
I want that sunken in.
I just thought side hold like a lot in my face norm. Hey, so like when I see myself like that, I'm like, oh, I look.
It happened drastically, and because like last year I was the same thing. Like most of the year I was pretty like leaner. And then as soon as I've gone to my off season, like my face came back.
Oh, the face comes back like.
You know what? Miss those cheels.
I just my jawline.
The chisel look.
I was like, dude, I don't even really have like a jawline, but like right now I'm like, oof,
I can't even get crazy prep face up.
I do.
Okay, we'll have another episode.
Yeah.
We'll do like a side by side.
Yeah. I saw, because it's in my memories from like a year ago today. Like I was 4 weeks out a year ago today, and I was like,
well, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget like what I look like when I'm lean.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily love how I look when I'm lean. I love it for its purpose.
Yeah.
It has its purpose.
Yeah. I can have it's like an appreciation. Like, you know what it takes to get to that level.
My true like body that I love is like right now.
See, I like 10 weeks out.
Okay, that too.
10 weeks out is like ideal.
Like I look like I am like serious, like I work out. Like I mean, I'm trying to serious. Like I have legs, but like, yes, you have like
fit a little, yeah, like just a little bit more fit. Yeah. I'm not one of the girls that like a stage lean.
Oh no, and I
feel like it's frail. Like I could little. And then we're weak at the same time. So like we like lifting, we like training and everything. And so like when I start feeling weaker, I just feel like am I actually a bodybuilder? Like, yeah, I don't like this feeling at all. So like I enjoy more of like that between like 8 and 10 weeks. That's my jam.
Yeah, I love that. So good. And then like when I get super lean, I get like self-conscious of my arms in girly outfits.
Okay, some people don't. I think it's their shoulders are like, they're great. Yeah,
they were like rocks last practice. And I would wear a cute floral shirt, and I just would feel so contradictory. And I was just like, oh my gosh,
you're just like hitting the line.
Yeah, almost so. So I was like, whoa, like this is. So I bought some like floral, like cutesy things because we're in Florida. I'm sad eat that. But with long sleeves, just in case I
like a cap, like a shadow, just a little,
just however the Dell, okay, because I love it for the jam, but when I put on like a floral outfit, I'm like, wow, like would this ever be this is like fashion? Yeah, no. And like, listen, like, is there anything wrong with it? No, it's not. If I see somebody else like that,
you're like,
I'm like, yeah, you look awesome, dude. Like, heck yeah. But for some reason, when I see myself, I'm like,
we just do it differently. You always have to look at yourself differently. Cause like, I could assure you, like, I have looked at the pictures that you're referring to. She looks toned. Like, she takes care of herself, but you're feeling like jerk.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Wild.
Well, we'll experience that this summer. Okay, so we'll have you back on, have you closer to the show. We can kind of do another little recap. How's how bad
prep is? I'm hoping it's good, man.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
We're locked in. We'll get you there.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Okay, well, this is a long one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you got to experience more about the bikini division. Listen to us yap.
Yeah.
Allie's gonna step on stage soon, and we'll have her back. But other than that, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.